back children. Till now we have seen practice set 5.4 and midpoint theorem. Now what is midpoint theorem? Segment joining any two sides, midpoints of any two sides of a triangle. Segment joining midpoints of any two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side and it is half of it, that we have seen in this theorem in the last part. Right? Now the converse of midpoint theorem. What it is? Converse of midpoint theorem says that if a line segment is drawn through a midpoint of any one side, if a line segment is drawn through the midpoint of any one side, in converse, a midpoint is means midpoint of any one side is provided and a line segment drawn through this midpoint to the other side and it is parallel to the third side or it is parallel to the other side, then this line segment which is passing through the midpoint divides the other side or the third side in two equal parts or it bisects the third side. Okay, this we will see in detail in our interactive session. Now in this part we are going to start with our last exercise, last practice set 5.5, in which we have four sums. First and third we will see in interactive part and then we will directly start with the second sum. So let's see the second sum of 5.5 practice set. Okay, now see what is given here. PQRS and LMN are the rectangles. Okay, M is the midpoint of PR. So we have to prove that SL is equal to LR. SL is equal to LR. This we have to prove. One more thing we have to prove is LN equals to half SQ. Okay. So how we are going to prove this? By converse of midpoint theorem. L is the midpoint of SR. Right. So SL will be equal to LR and then we will come to the second part of the question. So let's start with it. For this I had constructed diagonal SQ and LM, that you have to write in construction part, that draw diagonal SQ and diagonal LM. Now start with the proof. In quadrilateral LMNR, sec LM parallel sec RN. Reason is opposite sides of rectangle. Therefore, if LM is parallel to RN, it means what? LM is parallel to RQ, right? Therefore, seg LM parallel seg RQ, and the reason will be because R dash N dash Q. So we can take till Q, right? This will be your equation 1. Also, quadrilateral PQRS is a rectangle. Therefore, this is given to you that it is a rectangle. Therefore, seg RQ parallel seg SP. This is equation 2. And reason is opposite sides of rectangle. Now see in equation 1 we have proved that LM is parallel to RQ, and in equation 2 we have said that RQ is parallel to SP. Now one line is parallel to the second, second is parallel to the third. It means what? Second is parallel with the third side by property of transitivity. Therefore, from equation 1 and 2, seg LM parallel seg SP. This will be your equation 3, right? Therefore, in triangle RSP, seg LM parallel seg SP from equation 3 we have already proved that LM is parallel to SP, right? Also, point M is the midpoint of sec PR given. Therefore, by converse of midpoint theorem, point L is the midpoint of sec SR. See, what converse of midpoint theorem says that if a line passes through midpoint of any one side of a triangle and it is parallel to the another side, then it bisects the third side. Right? So that way, by converse of midpoint theorem, point L is the midpoint of sec SR. Therefore, SL equals to LR. This way we have done with our first part of the answer. Right? Note it down, then we will see the second part. Now see, for the second part of the sum, we will consider diagonals of rectangle. As you all know, diagonals of rectangle are congruent to each other. So SQ is congruent to PR. Also in rectangle LM and R, LN is congruent to MR, but MR is half of PR. Right? So start writing. Diagonals of a rectangle are congruent to each other. Therefore, diagonals of a rectangle are congruent to each other. Therefore, diagonal PR congruent diagonal SQ. PR is congruent to SQ. This is your equation 4. Also, diagonal MR congruent diagonal LN. This will be your equation 5. But point M is the midpoint of sec PR. M is midpoint of PR. This is given to us. Therefore, if M is midpoint, then MR equals to half of PR, isn't it? Now, if we compare 4, 5 and this equation 6, what we can say that instead of MR, I can write LN because MR is equal to LN, and instead of PR, I can take SQ because PR is congruent to SQ. So, from equation 4, 5 and 6, LN equals to, instead of MR, I can take LN. LN equals to half SQ. And here we prove our second part. See, LN equals to half SQ. Note it down, then we will see the next sum. See the fourth sum of practice set 5.5. What is given to us? In triangle PQR, PD is the median of triangle PQR, right? And T is the midpoint. T is the midpoint of PD. So QT intersects PR at point M. When QT is extended, then it intersects PR at point M. Okay? And what we have to prove is PM upon PR is equal to 1 upon 3 or 1:3. So for that, construction part is given in hint, that is DN parallel QM. DN parallel QM. Okay? So let's start with the answer. In proof part, what I had written in triangle PDN. So we will first consider triangle PDN. In triangle PDN, point T is the midpoint of sec PD. that is given to us of seg PD. This is given to us. Therefore, PT is congruent to TD, right? Also, TM parallel sec DN from construction. Now see, from converse of midpoint theorem, what we can say that if T is the midpoint of PD, means a line is drawn from the midpoint of any side of the triangle, and if that line TM is parallel to DN, then this line bisects the third side, means M is the midpoint of PN. So therefore point M is the midpoint of sec PN by converse of midpoint theorem. By converse of midpoint theorem, point M is midpoint of PN. And if M is midpoint of PN, therefore PM equals to MN. This will be our equation 1. Is that clear? Then we will consider the whole triangle PQR. In triangle PQR, PD is the median. PD is the median given. What is the property of median? Median divides the opposite side in two equal parts, right? Therefore, point D is the midpoint of seg QR. This will be your equation 2. Now we will take triangle QMR. So in triangle QMR, what we can say that DN is parallel to QM. Seg DN parallel seg QM from construction, right? Also, point D is midpoint of sec QR from equation 3 we can say that point D is midpoint of QR. So by converse of midpoint theorem, again by converse of midpoint theorem, what we can say that point N is the midpoint of seg MR. Point N is midpoint of MR. Therefore, MN equals to NR. Therefore, MN equals to NR. This will be your equation 4. Note it down, then we will see the last part. Now see, in first equation we have seen PM equals to Mn, and equation 4 says that Mn is equal to Nr. It means what? All the three segments are equal. So write down from equation 1 and 4, PM equals to Mn equals to Nr. PM equals to Mn equals to Nr. Therefore, what we can say, PR equals to, the whole segment PR equals to what? PM plus Mn plus Nr. PM plus Mn plus Nr. Make it equation 5 so that it will be easy for us to calculate. Pm plus Mn plus Nr. Reason because P dash M dash N dash R all are collinear also. So here I can write 3 times Pm plus Pm plus Pm because Mn is also equal to Pn, Nr is also equal to Pm. So we will write 3 times Pm. Pm plus Pm plus Pm. Right? Pr equals to. So Pr equals to 3 Pm. Pr equals to 3 Pm. Right? Therefore, we will keep this Pm here and we will take this Pr to the denominator. So Pm upon Pr equals to 1 upon 3. Here nothing was there. So it means what? 1 was there in the numerator and upon 3. So this way we are getting our answer. Pm upon Pr is equal to 1 upon 3. This way we have done with our 5th chapter, that is quadrilaterals. Thank you.